There we go. That's right. Yes, greetings, everyone. Greetings. Welcome back. This is the dulce sounds of Bear. That's right. Is a 29-year veteran of the woods. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about, climate change. That's right. Bear is a creature of the woods. Is out there and noticing things. Certainly after this first large moon that we had recently, I hate to break it to you people, but it's starting to get colder. It's getting colder out there, and it's also people, it's getting, the time is getting shorter and shorter. There's not enough sunlight out there. I think something is happening. I don't know what it is. I blame you humans. The SUVs? Definitely the rifles. Definitely the rifles. All that stuff. It's contributing to what we would call climate change. That's right. It's changing the climate, and I never thought I'd hear a bear do it ASMR. Ah, that's right. We've got to do it here. Just have a little bit of fun. Bear's trying to try out his NPR voice. That's right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Welcome back to what is it? Something Broadcasting Company. There we go. National Broadcasting Company. There we go. And no, wait. NPR, National Public Broadcasting. No, that's PBS. I don't know. Whatever the radio station is. Anyways, we're trying out our voice on here and seeing if it's a little bit better for you people. And you don't want to have too many loud voices or anything like that, or people raising their voice, or any sort of right-wing conspiracies out there. We're going to broom that aside. Broom that aside. anyways, good to have you here, P-Money. We try and do something a little bit different. Normally, Bear would actually call this his fall show, but I believe the climate change special is a better thing. I hope that's not too loud. I turned it up for my dulce sounds there. But anyways, good to have everybody here. P Money says, "Greetings, Bear. This is the first time I'm talking to you since Canadia's most pointless election. Well, I hope the black guy won. Stop hibernating and start streaming. Well, there we go. There we are. We are streaming here live for you people here. Live. I usually do this Wednesdays and Saturdays about this time. So thanks everybody for stopping by here. Do appreciate it. We appreciate all the return viewers, and also there's whenever you're trying to do like a voice or something like that, and then it starts to get stuck in your head, and you try to get away from the NPR voice. Anyways, good to have all the new people here as well. We do appreciate you here as well. So, all right, you know what? One of the reasons, I tell you what, one of the reasons Bear was so late getting started here is, well, not that late, what, a minute late? Literally just writing everything down is, right about as we were about to get started here. So, anyways, let's just go ahead and jump right on into it because we've got a complete show here for you people. That's right. Let's go ahead and start out with, let me see if I can pull it up here. Beer with beer. Beer with beer here as he does. There we go. There we go. Starting out here with another bear, as it were. Talking about art. RT Beard. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Where is it? Oh, I got so many tabs open. There we go. There we are. Okay, he says, oh, I need to put myself up there. What am I doing? What is Bear doing? I tell you what, one of these days, we will do a professional show. It won't be like an NPR style show. I can promise you that. Yes, indeed. All right. Anyways, I hope that's not turned up too loud. All right. Anyways, Joe Bennett does black and white. Exclamation question mark? Yes, indeed, you heard that correctly. The incredible Joe Bennett is leading his remarkable talents to the black and white campaign right now. The image, and let me just get on into it here. I'll read over the art's great artwork here. Let me get to it here. Nope, not that one. Let's see. There we go. There it is. There it is. All right. Let's see. Right now, the image that you're seeing right now is a work in progress, but all it needs is a little ink by Art and some great color work by the great Kyle Ritter. Yes, indeed. So you can watch the progress as he inks this cover on my YouTube channel over the next few days. Don't go over there right now. Don't go over there right now. Hopefully, you are subscribed, and if not, what the heck is wrong with you people? Anyways, he has a link there. Go check out Art's channel. Some great stuff here. This is a pretty cool cover there. Let's see. This is also we're 4 days out from the first 30 days of the campaign. Oh, he will extend the campaign for another additional 30 days. I don't know if he's going to close it after that. That's something that I wish a little bit of the artist would kind of specify. John Malin, he just does the 260 or the 230-day campaigns, the 60-day total, unless he has too much to drink and then closes the campaign early. But that's all right. Anyways, so wish that they would kind of tell us a little bit more about that. But you still got an extra 34 days apparently. So he says he goes on. For the second half, we have some new exclusives, and by popular demand, including from Bear, we will be bringing back. I don't know why he's only doing it for 72 hours. A 72-hour line art variant here. They should actually put this. They should put this cover in there as well. I wish he would do it a little bit longer than 72 hours. It should go a little bit farther than that. So, anyways, let's see. So stay glued to the campaign because we still have a lot of new and exciting things planned for Black and White 2. A man versus machine, versus bear. Actually, there's no bear in there, but that's all right. Thanks as always, and can I get a shout out on your social media? Well, yeah, everybody go check out Black and White #2 on Indiegogo, and also check out RT Bear on the old YouTubes that we have here. Check him out. Laying down some great ink on his campaign here. So, anyways, that is the cover bit. If you go onto the campaign, oops, that's not the right one. There we go. There is actually the black and white cover that a lucky backer actually got, and here's actually the color one. Let me do that number. Yeah, I don't, nothing wrong with the colors or anything like that. And very much looking forward to Kyle Ritter doing the colors on the other cover there. But yeah, there you go. Kind of, I don't know. I think having black and white is the way to go. So, anyways, there we go. There we go. All right, let's see. How hard is it for a bear to write everything down? Does bear use a pencil or a pen? Actually, it is a pen. It is a pen. Yes, indeed. How long before Twitter starts saying cancel Joe Bennett? Let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2. Go check your Twitter right about now, and we'll see. Bear does not have Twitter. Bear doesn't have Twitter at all. It's the sewer. Twitter is garbage, not the good garbage. Not the good garbage at all. Let's see. And he actually had. Let me just click on it here. He actually had it was a one-time only tier to get kind of 11 by what is this? 11 by 17, I think it is. Sketch or drawing from art there, but it's all gone now. All gone from art. That's too bad. All right, let's continue on. Continue on, as it were. It kind of stinks to have it in complete blackness here. Let's do, what was I doing next? Oh, I'm out of order, but that's all right. That's all right. We'll talk about Titan real quick. He just had a very quick thing. I'm not going to bring up the email. Let the bear find it here. Where is it? Where is it? Let's see. That. Oh, there we go. There we go. He just has something with it is a Titan share and win referral contest. So if you actually go out and refer people to Gary Shipman's campaign for Titan, the colored version here. Is it the colored version or is it the third one? Let's see. Just overall funding will win a Titan Mouse of Might comic page by Gary Shipman. So you're going to win a piece of artwork here. Yeah, for the full color. For the full color version. If you go down there, if you go to the Indiegogo page and let me just go ahead and show it for crying out loud. Okay, let me do the thing. Oh, with the thing, and no, that's not the thing to do. No, add the thing, to do the thing, to show the thing. Let's see. Ah, Titan, there we go. OBS, I tell you what. I tell you what. There we are. Let's see, let me scale it here. There we are. So, anyways, he's saying if you go and check out the campaign, and there's this little, let me see if I can, yeah, you can't see it. But anyways, if you look down there on the, kind of the side corner there, it's got the little, I guess would be a link or a chain or something like that. And if you click on that and kind of share it out through, I guess either Twitter, Indiegogo, or not Indiegogo, Twitter or Facebook, or any of the other social media places, you'll be able to kind of be able to enter to win his art contest to get a little page there of Titan. You can join Bear in the Titan Art Club there. So this is important because otherwise your unique ID won't be attached to any resulting contributions or visits when you're logged into your account. It's just got like a little string of numbers at the very end, so whenever you kind of link to it, it's got its own little ID and stuff like that. Bear doesn't do that whenever he kind of links into YouTube or some of the other stuff like that. So it probably won't be counted, but that's all right. Let somebody else win. Bear's already got a beautiful piece. Actually, by the way, that text is actually going to be. I haven't done it just yet, but it'll be premiering tomorrow. We're gonna do we already did it. It was on a live show that Bear completely screwed up. Anyways, reposting of that, just showing the Titan. Come on, Bear. The Titan Artist Edition, which was kind of Gary's basic art that he did without a whole lot of the other stuff there. So let me get out of this. Of course, I'm not showing myself. There we go. What was he saying? Oh, Bear lost his train of thought. Anyways, you can check out some art from Gary. The artist edition. Yeah, so I'll be doing that tomorrow, hopefully, and you get to check out a piece of artwork as well from Gary Shipman. So there you go. There you are with that. Oh, that's nice. Thank you, P Money. This is my youngest daughter. Just says hi. Greetings, little tiny P Money there. Hope you had some. No, he did not have any salmon today. I tell you what, a day without salmon is just not a day worth going by. I tell you what. It had some other good stuff though. But no salmon, unfortunately. Need to get more people shipping salmon. I tell you what. All right, next thing showing up here. Let me get rid of this. Where is it? There we. Well, let me just do this. Let me just go over to the next campaign. It's actually going to be coming out. Let me see if I've got it here. Here we are. Here we are talking about. In fact, we just did another one. We just did another box opening from Richard C. Meyer and Narwhal. We've been putting out videos this week, I tell you what. So if you haven't checked it out, don't do it right now, but go check out the 499 box open. Anyways, he's got another book out here called, it's called Expendables. If you've seen the movie, it's basically a comic version of the Sylvester Stallone and all the other action stars from the 80s and 90s that are apparently expendable. Yes, indeed. So, anyways, he says, "Hi, everyone. I've just got the email from the printers stating that the books have been printed and that they are currently in the process of binding. Binding is the process of assembling printed pages with a cover. And this morning, he's going through the backers list spreadsheet one final time before sending it off to the fulfillment center. I hope your boy Zach has a little bit better luck with this new fulfillment center. Backers should begin receiving their books the first week of October. Thanks, Richard. There you go. So if you don't know anything about the Expendables, they've got you got the Sylvester Stallone. Let's see, who is this? Dave Dorman. A very popular cover there, as he's apparently trying to, I guess, shoot Satan or something like that. I don't know how well that would work. If maybe if you have like silver bullets or something like that, maybe that would work. So, anyways, an interesting book. Bear was just kind of going through some of the campaign here as he's kind of looking up some of the stuff, and it was kind of interesting. I don't know if this is a sort of style, kind of a style response or something like that, but let's see if I can get another page here. So it kind of has, I don't know, maybe a little bit of a different look. So I'm not sure if this is like if it's a different. Let me see if I can bring this over. Like if it's a different artist on here, because he's got a couple different artists for the cover. So I'm not sure if the interior art, maybe this is like a different. It could be maybe a different story or something like that. Not really sure. Anyways, got the it's kind of like a different look to it. Maybe just because they're in hell. Who knows? Who knows about that? P-Money says, "Oh yeah, still waiting for Jawbreakers 3. Holy cow, still waiting on that." Bear didn't pick up Jawbreakers 3, so I hope you didn't have to wait too much longer here. But anyways, Expendables. They go to hell and they fight. They're sliced alone trying to fight, I don't know, a war elephant of some kind. And then, their buddies kind of show up, and you know you're gonna be in hell when you're driving around a Ford Mustang. I mean, it's maybe you should have made that like a Pinto or something like that instead of a Mustang. But anyways, they're driving around and going to blast the war elephant. Um, what happens when you die in hell? I'm not sure what is there like a super hell? Is there a super hell out there that you go to? I'm not sure about that. But anyways, they're blasting away. Sly, it looks like he gets eaten by a tapeworm. Poor tapeworm, I tell you what. And luckily, bullets work underwater, and he's able to break free. Break free, but unfortunately not for very long because they're being chased in their Mustang by a German Luftwaffe airplane there. So apparently hell has some good air cover. Yes, indeed. So, and then of course, I mean, we've got the Valkyries coming down and the German plane, blasting away. And I mean, if you're riding a winged horse of death, I think you should have your own machine gun. I mean, it's what's the point of riding a winged horse without a machine gun? I'm not sure about that. Anyways, they're a very a very interesting looking book. Kind of reminds Bear a little bit of the second Graveyard Shift book, where it was just he called it very gonzo. Just took the concept and just cranked it up to 11. So this kind of looks in the same venue. I mean, why make just kind of your normal action sort of comic book movie based on the Expendables when you can send them to hell and have like war elephants and Luftwaffe planes flying with winged horses. I mean, hey, I mean, if you're gonna go for it, you might as well go all the way. The reason that he said that there might be it might be a kind of a different artist there. Well, P-Money says, "Wow, elephants are in hell. Glad to know there's not a no. There's only there's only one true bear god, and there's only one true bear heaven. So unfortunately, a lot of the earthly religion out there, frankly, you're all going to bear hell. So sorry to break the news to you, unless you convert to what would we call it? Bearstianity? Bearstianity. I guess something like that. Anyways, the one true bear god. So yes, elephants. Who know? I thought all dogs went to heaven, so you probably aren't going to see too many dogs there in hell. Anyways, so they're doing like a couple different books here. So this one is from man, oh man, I tell you what, Kelsey Shannon is he's just knocking it out of the park, and basically everything he's doing. Beer hasn't gotten to check out the second, or I don't know if maybe there's the third of the Nora saga out there, but definitely checked out the first one, and holy cow, looking great there. Looking forward to Nexus. I want to check that out as well. But Kelsey Shannon just doing some great artwork here, great colors. I tell you what, I would say this would be kind of a tough challenge maybe. But who does the better colors in Comicsgate? Maybe is it the Critter, or is it Kelsey Shannon? I don't know. What is it with people with first names of K that can do? They can do just some great colors here. So I don't know. Kelsey has, I guess, a little bit more of kind of a wider palette. I guess, a wider palette of colors that he's kind of using from, so it can kind of go from sort of the flat colors to maybe colors that like pop. Kyle Ritter, I mean, nothing against whatever he's doing, but it always seems like his colors are very sort of flashy, sort of cartoon sort of color looking there. So I don't know. I guess it's your style or however you decide to do it there. But yeah, Kelsey Shannon doing some great job. This is one of the other books that they're doing. I forget the Jason Statham character's name there. But anyways, he's going on his own mission there. Let's see. Does the Bear religion have scripture called first and second? Samuel. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. P Money. Make sure you tip your waitresses. Try the veal. That's a good one. That is a good one. Bear's gonna have to remember that. Bear's gonna have to remember that. Yes, indeed. All right. And let's see. What was I? Let me put this back up because I need to figure out what Bear is talking about here. Let's see. I thought I already did. Did I already do Impossible Stars? No, I didn't. I didn't do Impossible Stars. Let me get to that because that's the other. Okay, I tell you what. Bear wrote some of this down. It was just out of order. Another topic of discussion here. Bear actually needs to figure out how to do like polls or something like that. We opened this up what was that, Saturday? Opened it up Saturday, and lot of division there whether or not this is a interesting color or not. This is the cover for Impossible Stars. Another book there from your boy Zach, and also Narwhal as well. And some people think it's the worst cover out there, and other people, not bad or whatever. Might want to do maybe a future show or maybe kind of a poll question or something like that. What you think? Just stirring the pot here. I tell you what is the worst cover? What is the worst cover in Comicsgate? I mean, we can all probably kind of figure out what may be the best cover, but what is the worst one? That's a pretty good question there. Anyways, Impossible Stars. He had something here. Where was that? I thought that there was something that went with this, other than just me jabbering on about. No. All right. Anyways, go check out Impossible Stars. Planned on doing a review of Impossible Stars here, but just didn't get around to reading it today. So hopefully, maybe tomorrow or the next, so Saturday. Hopefully, we'll do maybe kind of a quick overview or a quick review there of Impossible Stars. Yes, indeed. All right, let me get back. Let Bear get back here to the main page. And what was next? Let's see. We did Titan. We did Black and White. There we go. Not too much of an email so much, but some great work here from from Fragaboom. Let's see. Is this it? There we are. There we are. Let me get rid of it here. Or not that, but let me get rid of the. Where's the Titan stuff? Why is it? Where are we? What? There we go. Okay, there we are. I tell you what. One of these days, we will do a professional. No, not the Titan. There we go. There we go. All right. Anyways, Fragaboom. Let me get to the email. He didn't really have too much to say. He's just kind of showing off that's Black and White. Showing off the artwork that he's doing. I kind of like this. I would like to see kind of more of people kind of showing off. Again, another campaign that's a little bit late and everything, but do appreciate, especially some of the crazy detail that he's got here. Basically, he just says, hold on. Well, I guess he could say hold on, but no. He says, some more good stuff. Thank you, as always, for your incredible feedback. You fuel me like a 92 octane in there. And one of the great things would tell maybe somebody like RT Bear or somebody else like that, when he's doing the inking on his cover. Frega has a time lapse on his YouTube channel, so go check that out if you haven't checked out his channel or anything like that. Always enjoy some of the time lapse stuff. It gets a little, I wouldn't say boring, but a little long in the tooth when you're watching somebody do a lot of detail work in a kind of a piece like this. And it's nice to have the feedback and all that sorts of stuff, kind of chatting. But yeah, definitely record that and shrink it down. Maybe 5 minutes or less. Do kind of a time lapse for it and everything. So very good stuff. Would recommend that for more people. Let's see. He says, be sure to subscribe to the Fragaboom YouTube channel for exclusive updates and sneak peeks. He also gives shouts out to Graham Nolan, Aaron Lepresti, we'll get to him in a second, Black and White, of course, Andy Smith and First Man, and she, still again, Billy Tucci, I tell you what, still waiting on that head sketch. All right, anyways, very, very nice stuff there from Fraga, Dan Fraga there. Again, I wish that he would show the resolution that he is sending this out as, not the drawing, not the what he's drawing here, but just the resolution that he's sending out is a little bit small, so some of the details get a little bit lost. So kind of like what he did for the last email update is he would zoom in on a certain part and kind of show it a little bit more in detail there. So if you're looking at this on your screen, it might not come to full. Let me see if I can stretch this out, but might not come to. Let's see. Come on. Where is it? There we go. Might not. The detail shows up a little bit there. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I take back everything I just said. No, I never take back anything. So, yeah. Anyways, some good detail in there. Bear was working on. Man, oh man! I tell you what. This week it's been a video week. I was working on the Cyberfrog stuff from the email that Uncle E sent out a while back, and yeah, some of the detail that he had in there as well. I mean, you're just sitting there, just like, yeah, that's impressive. That's impressive. I wish it would hurry up here and get into my hands rather than waiting along here. But there you go. There's some stuff from Dan Fragaboom. Go check out his channel, people. Go check it out. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Here is. Let me see if I can expand this. There we go. That's what it would kind of look like in color there. Not sure if he's doing a black and white version, but yeah. Once again, everybody go check that out. Some pretty good stuff. Let's see. P Money says he's jealous for anyone who had the money to buy the Stallone signed Expendables. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that sold out pretty quick. You know what? I don't know because those people have been waiting. I'm not really sure how. Bear got in on the campaign pretty late, so I'm not sure how when it was supposed to come out. I should have taken a look at that, but anyways, yeah, they're gonna be waiting a while. But yeah, hey Stallone, hey, let me sign this for you. Yeah, he doesn't have like a German accent, but anyways. All right, let's get to Aaron Lepresti. His great campaign here, Wrath of God, or excuse me, Wraith of God. I tell you what, probably both a little bit there, but anyways, Wraith of God. Cover C is colored. Oh shoot, crying out loud. I got cover A and B here, but I'll just show A and B and read it. Oh, for crying out loud. I tell you what. did not get number C. Let's see, where is it? There we are. Just in case you were waiting to see what cover option C looks like colored, you're gonna have to go to the website because Bear forgot to get that cover. But hey, check out these other two covers. They're pretty good. Aaron posted the image on the campaign page that Bear totally forgot to save and click on. But there you go. So check it out when you get a second. We're right on the cusp of 95K, almost reaching six figures. Young lady. Oh, awesome, Aaron. Congratulations. It's within reach. I thank you all for your continued support in making this campaign a success. Congratulations. I tell you what, Bear actually, many moons ago, did a, what was that? Kind of a sort of a shout out. It was kind of before Bear started to get into a lot of the campaign reviews. Just kind of a shout out for his Garbage Man book. Unfortunately, it never got funded. I think it was a couple $2,000-3,000 short or something like that. Kind of unfortunate for Aaron there, but hey, you know what? He took that and says, okay, we're going to come up with something better, and was able to kind of stretch his wings there a little bit there. And I tell you what, on the cusp of 100K, very nice, very good job. Let me. I gotta get out of this because Bear actually likes the. Nothing wrong with that first cover there, but the second cover, that's Bear's favorite. When the wind strikes the wolf. There we are. There we are. Actually, kind of looks like Bear. Kind of looks like Bear. There needs to be more bears in comics. I tell you what, not enough bears in today's comics. You know, everything's werewolves. You know, or whatever. It needs more bear. Bear keeps trying to tell Gary Shipman to, finally get rid of all that Titan stuff, and he needs to get on the Life of Bear is the next comic. I tell you what, that would be a hit. That would be a hit. I tell you what, everybody should want a comic from a bear. All right, let's see. Oh, and by the way, just one more thing. One more thing, people. Let me see if I can find it here. Look off that. Just happened to find this as Bear was kind of going through some of the stuff. Hasn't had a chance to kind of take too much of a look at it. Unfortunately, the way this is Patrick Thomas Parnell. He's doing a kind of a reimagining, I suppose, of the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, and interesting way that he's going about doing it here. Unfortunately, a lot of the stuff on his campaign page is the image or the image that's put on there. So I don't know if you guys can probably barely make out the writing below the pumpkin there. That's basically the entire page of his stuff that he's talking in, like multiple paragraphs upon paragraphs. So it was really hard to read. So Bear would kind of recommend maybe kind of reposting that a little bit. Maybe that's a little bit legible. It's too small. Bear refuses to wear glasses, so little small for Bear there. But anyways, go do check out Patrick Thomas Parnell and Legend of Sleepy Hollow. He's got plenty of time left to go there. So the only unfortunate thing here is I wish that he would have done this maybe a couple months back, and then it would have been ready to go by at least maybe you can get it by Halloween. That would have been a great thing. Have it released right before Halloween or something like that. And here it's, I think he says February is when it's going to release, and it's like hey honey, here's your Valentine's gift of the Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Yeah, it just doesn't quite match up. Do wish all the best. Hope that he gets funded. That's what is it? A $5,000 stretch goal. So he's almost there. He can get it. That shouldn't be any problem. Oh my goodness. I gotta take a drink before this, P-Money. Holy cow. Holy cow. Alright, he says, well, I'll go back onto it here. Let's just get back onto it here because he does have some great stuff here. Serious question, P-Money asks. How much do you think being on EVS's show helped Aaron with his comic? Let's see. He's almost making $100,000, so I'd probably say 90%. 80 to 90%. 80%. We'll just call it at 80%. Yeah, there was something that Uncle E was talking about the other night. He did some sort of like a debate show or something like that. Bear's not going to get into all that sort of stuff. He didn't see it. Didn't watch the debate show. Actually, one of the things people go check out. Bianca Fights the Zombies. He's got a great channel. Anyways, was watching that and kind of talking back and forth. Making the comment. Everybody's talking about the debate that Uncle E was doing, and Bear's just saying, hey, people are going to remember Uncle E, couple years from now, not for whatever point that he's making on a debate. It's going to be the Cyberfrog book. That's what he's going to be known for and all that sorts of stuff. So Bear's opinion is kind of a waste of time, at least for Uncle E, but that's just Bear's opinion. All right, so how much did this help going on Uncle E's show. One of the things that Bear saw, like he said, after the debate or something like that, was Uncle E's actually going to start getting back into promoting some of, not that Aaron's a smaller or not lesser known comic book artist out there, but some of the newer people out there that are bringing up books and stuff like that, going to start promoting some of that. So I would say Uncle E is probably probably artist first and sort of salesman second, but a very close second. So he is able to go out there and promote books for people probably better than the people that are writing the books and whatnot. First off, having just kind of the audience there, basically. Oh gosh, I mean it's been back and forth, and we're not going to go through the whole history of Comicsgate here, but for the general duration and everything, that was kind of a ground zero for where everybody was going to find out about comics. Bear would have never known about, Mike Miller, would have never known about Kyung Lee, would have never known about Graveyard Shift, would have never known about a lot of these books if it weren't for Uncle E promoting some of the books. And then, of course, these artists have their own channels and everything, so you can kind of go over there and everything. So, yeah, it's nice to have a sort of central repository or central place that you can kind of go to. Oh, okay, this is the new one that's coming out. Oh, let me check out their channel or something like that. It's a little bit harder for people to kind of go around and find, individual channels or, going onto Indiegogo to find a campaign or something like that. It helps out a lot to have somebody, even somebody like John Malin that does the promotion as well. Bear will throw Cecil a bone. I mean, he does that occasionally as well, but not as good as Uncle E does promoting some of those books. Probably the other half of it, I don't know if it was, thought about or planned, was the sort of SJW woke, whatever you want to call it, response to Aaron just being on Uncle E's show. That was like the cross to Dracula or something like that. So they got all worked up about that. So probably more people heard about that and says, well, let me go check. Might have heard about Aaron before, or liked Garbage Man or something like that, or something else that he did in the past. Hey, let me go check this out. Let me see what it's all about. And they looked at it and looked really good. So they probably went ahead and get it. But yeah, I would probably say probably good, at least 80%. So let's just say $80,000 right there for Uncle E. So yeah, very good stuff. Again, it was really warmed Bear's heart, warmed Bear's very cold heart. Even when the climate is changing here, warmed Bear's heart that he's gonna doing a little bit more of the promotion of he was promoting. It was kind of Ethan and Friends, so you'd have John Malin or Cecil or maybe one or two of the other comics people on there. The what was it? The war campaign people. Don't want to put too much on them, but they really kind of soured a lot of people's and especially Uncle E. So he kind of stopped doing that for a while. A lot of people were taking advantage of that. So hopefully we won't have that here in the future. But yeah, definitely good to see that some more artists, lesser known, or some of the campaigns that are might not be doing as good as they have the potential to do if people maybe knew a little bit more about it or it was talked a little bit more about. That's the other thing. You can hear about the book once and then just one ear and out the other. If it's kind of that repetition sort of thing. You want to have a repetition. Hey, go check out the book. Hey, go check out the book. Hey, not the sort of buy my book now, that sort of deal. But just every once in a while repeating that, and just having the same group of artists on occasion, that sort of deal, gets people a little bit more knowledgeable about, Bear enjoyed Aaron on Mike Miller's channel when he came on. Last year, the late 2019 probably. I think it was like late mid 2019 that he was on Mike Miller's channel. So again, nothing against Michael or anything like that, but Aaron was trying to sell Garbage Man with Mike's audience, and then was trying to sell Wraith of God with Ethan's audience, and I think we can kind of see the difference there. So, yeah, again, enjoyed Aaron and all his shenanigans. Always enjoyed voting for Aaron, and whenever he'd come into the drawn and quarter the last 5 minutes and just kind of sketch something out real quick, and there you go. Is sometimes better than everybody else's. So, anyways, good to see that awesome Aaron here is. Sometimes it's really hard to kind of, if you've gotten knocked down or something like that, or you tried it, you tried your Garbage Man, and people just weren't buying it, or the word of mouth just wasn't getting out there. So, is it me? Is it something that I did or whatever? Hey, you know what? I mean, shift lanes, shift gears, as it were, and try something a little bit different. And that's what he did here. And I tell you what, pretty successful. Pretty successful. So I hope that answered the question. That was a long answer for a very quick question. Let's see. A good point in a couple years, we'll be talking about Cyberfrog, but not an EVS debate. Yeah, true. Again, I think that was, if you looked at it from I don't know who the gentleman was. I don't really care. It's inconsequential to Bear, but whoever it was, they kept saying that, didn't make a point, wasn't, sorts of debate points or stuff like that. They didn't win in the debate points and stuff like that. I think he won basically because he took Ethan off of what he would have normally been doing, and I'm sure Uncle E did a fair amount of, research or laying stuff out. Probably better than Bear what he's doing here today, laying that stuff out. So Bear would say the other gentleman probably won because it took time away from Ethan to do the stuff that he's going to be, like you said, known for. So I, that's the way that Bear would kind of go about it. And then what is it? Literally, Bear got onto the stream right after they got done with the debate. So Bear never saw the debate. It was just the reaction to, and then there was like a 4-hour reaction. I didn't watch the whole thing, but yeah, one of the criticisms that Bear had in his video about Cyberfrog was, it seems like there's a lot more time being spent on YouTube, um, and doing good, promoting or just talking with friends or something like that. But a lot more time being spent on YouTube rather than kind of buckling down and let's go ahead and get this. Let's go ahead and get this Cyberfrog finished. We told people it was going to be out at a certain point, and it's going to be much longer before that happens. So yeah, that's what Bear would like to see, but that's Bear's opinion. Yes, indeed. So anyways, yeah, very good point there, Peabody. Very good point. All right, let's see. Let me get to what was I doing next? Oh, that's right. That's right. Once again, you come to Bear's channel for, what's going on in the climate, possibly maybe some, some comic stuff, yada yada yada. Nobody cares about that. What you really come here for, is Bear's ongoing. I tell you what, this was never a hey, let's do this week after week here, but Bear's continuation on the Wu flu situation here. So didn't get to do this the last time because the stream health was crashing on Bear. So hopefully we can wrap some stuff up from last week and get some more information out to some of you good people out here. All right, let me bring this up. Where was it here? Bear just wanted to go back here, kind of where it began, where it started here. One of the things that we had going on was there was people that were being either banned or struck whenever they were talking about certain things about the Wu flu on YouTube. Now, Bear's got to give YouTube quite a bit of credit. They are a lot better, at least as far as Bears know, than Twitter or Facebook or something like that. Where it seems like those three companies are a little bit more reflexive. This one, at least they lay it out here a little bit, so you know a little bit better about what's going on here. But unfortunately, they brought out this policy back in May 20 of 2020, and I don't see if there was an update. Is there an update here? Bear for just a second. Let me go down here. Let's see. Does it? I don't see any updates here as far as that. So basically, May of 2020 is what we're talking about. And we've got a whole lot more information than that from way back in May of 2020. So we're just going to kind of go through a couple of those things and show you, basically, in some of these other tabs that we got here, why that might be not completely correct. P-Money says, I'm getting into winter months here. I wish the climate would change here. Well, it is. It's changing. It's changing colder. Yes, indeed. It's surprised beer. Surprised beer. You know. And also, I mean, I tell you what, the days are getting shorter. I mean, everybody's talking about climate change. What about the time? Where's the time going? I tell you what. All right, where was beer? This just kind of gives you a whole bunch of things that you can't say about all this stuff. Claims that the Wu flu vaccine will make people who receive them magnetic. We're not doing that here. But they have this one here. Claims that the Wu flu vaccine do not reduce risk of contracting the Wu flu, which you would assume that a vaccine would help you reduce the risk of contracting whatever the disease is out there. So there we go. There is one right there that we can kind of talk about. Let's see. There was another one here as well. Let me find it here. Oh, I forgot where I put it. I should have highlighted this. Let's see. Well, you can probably save the pandemic, thing because it's not technically a pandemic anymore. It's basically just, in other words, you can't contain it anymore. So it's out there. So again, that's kind of, you'd figure that everybody getting their vaccines, they would say that it would be at least on the wane, I guess. But anyways, that's one of the things that you're not allowed to say on YouTube or any things like that. Taking home remedies instead of getting medical treatment when sick. Well, at least here in the U.S., if you go to the hospital, if you got a cough or something like that, basically they tell you to go home and say until you get a very severe condition, stay home and don't come to the hospital. So what are you going to do at home? I mean, if the medical people are telling you to go to home, Beer would probably say home remedies would be something like a chicken noodle soup, or maybe a hot or cold towel or something like that. Something along those lines. So yeah, they've it's kind of strangely worded, I suppose, and also kind of out of date here. So let's just go back to Did I have it highlighted? Oh, for crying out loud, I forgot to highlight it. Claims that any vaccine causes contraction. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Content that promotes the use. Oh, nope, not that one. Why am I doing the wrong ones here? Oh, for crying out loud. Where did I put it? Ah, here we go. I tell you what, Bear, I tell you what. Claims that the Wu flu vaccine does not reduce the risk of contracting the Wu flu, which would, make sense, right? I mean, that would make complete sense. You get a vaccine, you're not going to catch the disease, right? Okay. All right, here we go. Pretty more recent one here. This is from medrxiv.org. Talking about comparing the Wu flu natural immunity. So if you get the Wu flu, you recover from it, you're going to have a immunity from the disease that you just caught. They're comparing that to vaccine-induced immunity. So in other words, if you get the shot there, and reinfections versus breakthrough infections. So all this is out of Israel. Pardon me here. All this is out of Israel. You can see the Tel Aviv and all this other stuff. So all this stuff is out of Israel. The reason that is important is they, and we'll get to that in a second, but they basically were probably the first to achieve near 100% vaccine rates. So they're coming up with some different stuff here. And if you kind of look at Israel's situation there, it's going to be probably a couple weeks, if not maybe a couple months ahead of schedule. Ahead of where we are here in I'll just say North America for P Money here. So, anyways, oh, causes contractions. I hope not. I hope not. All right, background. It says reports of waning vaccine-induced immunity. Now there was a story that Beer has. The CDC basically changed the definition of vaccine. So instead of it protecting you, it kind of guides the way. I need to come across the actual wording of that. Maybe next week or something like that. Beer doesn't have it right in front of him. Oh, he's gonna get in so much trouble. But anyways, the wording in here. That's the reason why that they are wording it weird. Reports of waning vaccine-induced immunity against the Wu flu have begun to surface. Ah, yes. With that, the comparable long-term protection conferred by the previous infection with the Wu flu remains unclear. Okay. So that's kind of where we're starting from. So they go to the methods here. It says, we conducted a retrospective observational study comparing three groups here. Okay, so we got three different groups. The first one is people who received a 2-dose regimen of the Pfizer vaccine. And I believe this was the one that was before the one that was approved here, but either case, it's virtually identical. So if you hadn't got the Wu flu and you got your shot there, that's the first group. The second group here are previously infected individuals who have not been vaccinated. So you caught the Wu flu, you recovered from it, you've got your natural immunity, and you haven't went out and got a vaccine because why would you? Why would you? Unless you're forced to. Previously infected. Okay, so that's the second group, and this is the third group here. Previously infected and a single dose vaccinated individuals. Now this is kind of a weird. Beer's not exactly sure what they're talking about here because there are single doses like the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, but they're talked about previously here the Pfizer vaccine. So Beer's a little confused on whether or not it is like the Johnson & Johnson or the other one that's the single dose version, or if they only got one dose out of the 2 doses. It doesn't. It's not clear in here where it's talking about that. So hopefully that'll clear some stuff up there. Let's see. 3 multivariate logistical regression models were applied. Oh, that's some fancy science talk right there. In all models, we evaluated 4 quattro outcomes: Wu flu infection, a symptomatic disease. Basically, you get it, but you're not showing any signs. Wu flu related hospitalization, and of course, death. You definitely want to check that outcome out as well. The follow-up period from June 1st, this is important, June 1st to August 14th, 2021, when the Delta variant was dominant in Israel. So if you watched any of the previous videos that Beer did, the Pfizer vaccine, they were doing their clinical trials, and basically they ended, I forget the exact date, but it was right around June, maybe the first part of July. So Israel was experiencing this stuff earlier, June 1st to August 14th, probably a little bit earlier than that. So that's their time frame that they're checking out. Our time frame, or the Pfizer time frame, was checking it out up until basically that point. So the Delta variant hadn't really gotten into, we'll just call it North America here. So when they posted that stuff to the CDC or the FDA, they didn't have the data that we're going to be talking about here. So let's get into a little bit of that, because it's pretty darn important here. Let's see. Yes, unfortunately, P-Money says they haven't found a cure for death. Yes, indeed. Wu flu vaccines had a 13.06-fold increased risk for breakthrough infection with the Delta variant compared to those previously infected. So what does that mean? That means if you didn't have, if you didn't catch, if you didn't catch it, and you just got the vaccine, you are more likely for a breakthrough infection to catch the Wu flu. Okay? When the first event, infection or vaccination, occurred during January and February of 2021. So again, we're talking about the waning effects here. So let's just say you've got it in January or February of 2021. You think you're fine, you're doing great, nothing wrong with you or anything like that. Well, you basically have a 13-fold increase over getting reinfected with this Delta variant than you did if you just caught the Wu flu and got over it. So the people that got the quote-unquote vaccine are at more risk than the people that caught it and got over it. The increased risk was significant for symptomatic disease as well. When allowing the infection to occur at any time before vaccination, that would be from way back in March 2020 to February 2021, so basically before we had the vaccine out there, evidence of waning, this is kind of interesting, waning natural immunity was demonstrated. Excuse me. Through the Wu flu vaccines had a 5.9, almost six-fold increase risk for breakthrough infection and a seven-fold increased risk for symptomatic disease. The Wu flu vaccines were also at greater risk for Wu flu-related hospitalizations compared to those that were previously infected. So what does that mean? So let's say you've already got it and have recovered from it, or maybe, there's probably a whole bunch of people out there that's caught a little portion of the Wu flu or something like that, and maybe felt under the weather for a day or so, or maybe may not have even felt any symptoms. There are people out there like that that completely got over it and they're completely fine. So if you have went through that, sorry YouTube, I hate to break this to you here, but you're actually better off than you would be if you'd gotten the actual Pfizer quote-unquote vaccine. Okay, so they have their conclusion here. The study demonstrates that natural immunity confers longer lasting and stronger protection against infection, symptomatic disease, and hospitalization caused by the Delta variant of the Wu flu compared to the Pfizer two-dose induced immunity. Individuals who were previously infected with the Wu flu and given a single dose of the vaccine gained additional protection against the Delta. That's kind of interesting. I didn't know that. So if you had gotten infected but only had a single dose, I believe still with this one, which is a two-dose one, I believe this is what they're talking about here. You actually got basically additional protection. So, there might be something there with a sort of I don't know if you'd call it a booster because you didn't get the vaccine in the first place, but a one-up, we'll call it here, a one-up of the single dose is actually going to help you out there. So going a little bit against what you would kind of assume there. So that's kind of an interesting. This is why we do science, people. This is why we do science here. All right, let's see. P-Money asks, so recovered flu people are less at risk, but they won't create a natural immunity passport. We'll put on our tinfoil hat here in just a minute. The heavy toll. This is just kind of going through some of the stuff. Let's see. I don't want to go through all of this. Let me just find out. Yeah, here we go. The short-term effectiveness of a two-dose regimen of the Pfizer. This is the one that's not technically. This isn't the one that was just approved by the FDA, but 99.9%, same thing there. Wu flu vaccine was demonstrated in clinical trials and in observational settings. However, and this is important here, people, long-term effectiveness across different variants is still unknown, though reports of waning immunity, hello YouTube, are beginning to surface, not merely in terms of antibody dynamics over time, but in real-world settings as well, and we've kind of listed a couple of those in the past year. Alongside the question of long-term protection provided by the vaccine, so again, goes back to the definition of vaccine here. The degree and duration of which previous infection with the Wu flu affords protection against repeated infections also remains unclear. So they don't know. This is the point. We don't know. This is why we do longer term trials and we try to figure out, more than just a couple of months. And we don't cut off the date that we do that here in the US when the Delta variant is coming through, because now we don't have that data and we can't, you've already done it and now we're getting in the data and it's just a mess. It's a mess, people. All right, let's see. Where was he? Apart from the paucity, I should say, of studies examining long-term protection against reinfection, I should say, this is a challenge in defining reinfection as opposed to prolonged viral shedding. So again, okay, you get the vaccine, all right. Basically, your tolerance to your viral load out there is much higher. So you might still have the virus in your system, but it's not affecting you because you've got a resistance to that. I'm not going to call it immunity, a resistance to that. So you are building up a viral load and then shedding it to other people. So they're trying to say, okay, are these people getting reinfected, or are they already having the Wu flu in their system already, and just basically based over time, the vaccine wanes, and now they're picking up the higher viral load that they already were carrying. Are they getting that, or are they getting shedded from other people? I guess is what they're trying to say here. Beer's interjecting his own thoughts into that, but yeah. So they're trying to figure that out. They don't know. We haven't had the data to test that out just yet. Well, clear-cut cases exist, namely two separate clinical trial events with two distinct sequenced viruses. Relying solely on these cases will likely result in an underestimation of the incidence of reinfection. So once again, they're underestimating everything. A different criteria based on more widely available information has been suggested. Although it'd be nice, the CDC guidelines refer to two positive what they call PCR tests. So you go in and you go get tested and everything. They don't say how many runs through the machine they do there, but test results at least 90 days apart. So they're testing you 90 days apart to see if basically the viral load is in your system there. Using similar criteria, population-based studies demonstrated natural immunity with no signs of waning immunity for at least 7 months. So that is longer than the tests that have been done on the actual vaccine. So we have more data on natural immunity, or waning immunity, I should say, than we do the vaccine. Though the protection was lower for those age 65 or older. So as older you get, the less, the protection over time, as we said before, kind of wanes a little bit. Let's see. Let's see, they were talking about embarking on a nationwide vaccine campaign, mostly with the Pfizer ones. That's kind of what we're talking about here. And it's raised concerns about the effectiveness against that variant, including official reports of decreased protection. Studies have demonstrated only mild differences in short-term vaccine effectiveness. So there you go, against the Delta variant, as well as substantial antibody response. Apart from the variant, the new surge was also explained by the correlation found between time from vaccine and breakthrough infection rates. And we talked about that a little while back as well. As early vaccines were demonstrated to be significantly more at risk than late vaccines. So, once again, if you jumped in front of the line, if you were right there at the front of the line there and you were all ready to go, well, probably by now it's waning out. So, we had the whole thing. I don't know. Do I have it up here? I might have it up here about the. Or did I do that last week? I think I did that last week. Anyways, basically they were came out ahead of things politically and says yes, everybody needs to get a booster shot. The FDA came out and says not so fast. Only people that have really bad immune systems or over a certain age. I think it was 60 or 65 or something like that. They should get the booster. Everybody else probably not. We need to do some more research on that. So really stepped on their what on there. So let's see. Anyways, they go through and they talk about how they got all this data and all this other stuff and methods and yada 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 yada. So, anyways, that was the MedRx IV comparing the natural immunity to vaccine-induced immunity. If you've been reading about some of that stuff, this is where it is linked to. This is why Beer tries to do a what they call actual sources rather than relying on other people or something like that. So, anyways, all right, let's go to the next one here. Just kind of going with it here. Just the news, folks. Here, a good website. In spite of high vaccination numbers, Israel sees record Wu flu wave. Why could that be? Why could that be? Israel continues to struggle under the weight of a crushing Wu flu wave, reaching what one health official said is a record number of cases, even as the country records some of the highest vaccination rates in the world. Well, okay, if everybody's vaccinated, how are they recording a higher number of cases? Well, we just showed you people there. All right. The country is recording an average of 8,000 new infections each day, with occasional peaks over 10,000. The Times of Israel reported. Those numbers represent, quote, a record that did not exist in the previous waves. Israel Health Ministry Director General, I tell you what, he's not only a director, he's also a director general. I'm not even going to pronounce that. Told the paper. The virus replication number had recently declined, he pointed out, before beginning to increase. Quote, I hope that we would see a clearer drop, but we are not seeing it. Well, we just kind of explained their why. Explain their why. All right, let's see. This one was, we were talking about recent data from Israel. Oops. Get on that. Let me go back here. Where was I? Oh, shoot. This is the one that Pfizer was doing, talking about the third dose here, the booster shot, as it were. And of course, they were talking about. Let me get back to it here. Of course, the recent data from Israel, which we just talked about there. Let's see, and talking about it waning 6 to 8 months following a second dose. So they're trying to basically get it there to a third dose for people. So they're really trying to get people 16 years of age. Why? I don't know why. Approximately 5 months was their sort of mean time. And basically, let's see, what does it say? The crossover group in 10 months for the original groups. Results show that the incidence of breakthrough cases was higher among individuals who received dose 2 at least 8 months before the 1st of July compared to those who received dose 2 less than 4 months before July 2021. Confirming Hey, let me go back here, because these are the people that we need to update this, YouTube. This comes from Pfizer, the people that are putting out the freaking vaccine. So, who do you trust here? Who are we trusting here, Google? I mean, the people that are making the vaccine are saying that it's not reducing the risk. So, this one right here, I mean, this could get. Listen, this is one of the things. Bear didn't, we try to bring you guys information. We try to bring you guys the best information that we can. And we got a great smart audience out here. I mean, one of the best. Bear just tries to collect the information, present it to you, and maybe you can go to your doctor or whatever and go from there. You know, Bear's not trying to tell you how to do anything like that. But Bear could get banned off of YouTube for saying that right there, which we just talked about. I mean, it's oh, how do we go about this? How do we go about this? Because I mean, they're already saying that it's that effectiveness is waning over time, further supported by FDA request analysis of breakthrough cases in the pivotal phase 3 clinical study. Yeah, so there you go, right there. That's the FDA. That's Pfizer. I mean, that's all sorts of things right there. So I tell you what, it's I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out whether or not beer will be banned just for bringing you the news. Okay. Well, thank you so much, P Money. I hope you take care and say hello to the family and hope they are doing well as well here. So, all right. Well, you know what? Oh, we're losing a great member here. We'll just do one more here. It's the last. It's the last tab here, and then we'll just kind of call it a day here. I hope you guys are at least enjoying some of this or maybe learning something. Okay, New York Post. China's most famous defector to America warned U.S. intelligence agencies of the Wu flu way back in 2019. It says China's most famous defector to America warned the U.S. intelligence agencies of a Wu flu that was spreading into Wuhan. That's why we call it the Wu flu. In November of 2019, 6 weeks before China admitted there was an outbreak. Wei Jingsheng, I hope I pronounced that right, the father of China's democracy movement. All right, hey, well, we're giving you a thumbs up there, Mr. Wei. Reveals in a new book what really happened in Wuhan, that he first heard of a mysterious new virus at the time of the World Military Games in Wuhan in October of 2019. Highly alarmed, the former Chinese Communist Party insider, whose defection to the United States in 1997 made global news, alerted intelligence agencies that a U.S. politician with links to the president and Chinese human rights activist Demon Liu. Okay, didn't say who, but there you go. Links to the president. Oh, okay. I'm probably assuming Trump there. Asked if he had had any sense of the intelligence agencies were taking him seriously. His intelligence about the new virus in Wuhan, the 70-year-old Wei says, quote, I felt they had not as heavily concerned, excuse me, I felt they were not as heavily concerned as I was, so I tried my best to provide more detailed information. They may not believe there is a government of a country that would do something like that, covering up a virus, so I kept repeating myself in an attempt to persuade them. Well, there he is. There he is. Wearing a mask. Wearing a mask. Unfortunately, it's not on his face. That's all right. Wei said that he was very worried because whichever way the communist regime released the virus, I felt that the West was not prepared. It wasn't until December 31st that China involuntarily alerted the World Health Organization that there was an outbreak in Wuhan. Beijing denied the Wu flu was contagious until January 2020. I tell you what, that might be a date that will live in infamy, when it admitted that there was evidence of human-to-human transmission. Actually, Bear kind of heard about it. I think it was right around this December 31st time frame there. So, yeah, Bear's kind of been following a little bit about that before it kind of blew up. Actually, I don't think it blew up here in the U.S. until I think mid-February, maybe early March, something like that. Anyways, Wu, who spent 18 years in a Chinese prison for objecting to the communist regime, is highly respected on both sides of the political aisle, or both sides of politics, and has forged relationships with former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. We said that he found out about the virus from high-level contacts in Beijing. He talked to Dimon and some other American politicians in the U.S. House of the dangers of the situation. He said there were officials from the White House at the time in November of 2019. So, American politicians in the White House knew back in November 19, basically before even Bear knew. Bear didn't really hear about it until late December 2019 about all this situation. So this guy gave him a heads up. I mean, he says, hey, heads up, there's something going on there. We would not reveal which politician he told. I'm not sure if the politician wants me to talk about him right now. Do it. I want to know. Bear wants to know. But I want to say he is a high enough politician, high enough to be able to reach to the President of the United States. Yes, indeed. So anyways, they actually kind of found out a little bit about that beforehand. We could have known in November of 2019 that there was a disaster occurring inside Wuhan, inside their most important biological facilities related to the coronavirus research. I love how he's smoking in this one. Yeah, kids, you gotta be watch out about that airborne virus. Yes. That's the stuff. It was something absolutely tragic, traumatic, and dramatic that was occurring, and we could have reacted to it. The whole world could have, I tell you what, the whole world could have been different. It would have been like stopping 9/11 before it happened. I would say 9/11 times 10. Chinese authorities were acting to suppress news of the Wuhan outbreak, purging the internet of social media posts and news stories and disappearing dissidents. By the way, Bear would also say, with help, friends, of our own social media people out there. There were lots of people out there in very early 2020. Bear kind of figured out about it, was trying to put it in some of the videos. How do we do this? Bear's not a he's a comic channel. How do we talk about this sort of stuff? Well, I'll tell you what, full circle here. Full circle. So a lot of people were banned. Basically, they came out with a study in a magazine or a publication called The Lancet that basically kind of deflected a lot of information, and they just, Bear doesn't have it right in front of him, but basically they just kind of had something come out. Anyways, they were using the original Lancet article to basically shut down. It wasn't a trusted source if you were reporting about, the stuff in the labs and whatnot. So, if you were mentioning that in early 2020, there you go. There goes your account. There goes everything. So that's why Bear's a little hesitant about talking about some of this stuff. But you know what? We got the audience here. We might as well give you the best information that we can here. So, anyways, they started disappearing, quote unquote, dissidents and whistleblowers who attempted to sound a warning, including there was a doctor that, let's just say, got killed by the Chinese government because he was trying to report on that. Social media reports about the new coronavirus did not emerge until late December 2019, and it was not until the end of January 2020 that the US, Australia, and New Zealand closed their borders to travel from China. Yep, there it is. So anyways, he's selling a book. If you want to check it out, what really happened in Wuhan, you can go check that out. Indeed. So there we are. What, no bats? Oh, come on, where's the bats at? Oh, for crying out loud. Anyway, so there you go. Some good stuff. We had people that knew about it, and then they didn't do anything. So there we are, people. I tell you what can you do? What can you do other than talk about a great transition here? Wraith of God. Oops. Wraith of God, go check that out. Awesome, Aaron. Help him out. Over 100K. Yes, indeed. All right, well, let's see. How long have we been on here? We've been on for quite a bit. Oh, a little over an hour there. All right, pretty cool. Well, once again, thank you, everybody. We appreciate everybody that kind of comes out here. Appreciate P-Money. All of our lurkers, and especially some of the new viewers out there. We appreciate you very much. We hope to bring you back here. We do a wide variety of stuff here. Not quite a variety show here. Bear doesn't do puppetry. But, we were talking very, very eloquently about climate change. And we did some climate change stuff. A little bit colder here. A little bit cooler here. I believe they call it fall. And of course, we did a whole bunch of campaign updates. Expendables. Let's see what else. Titan, Black and White, Black Flag, the Wraith of God, as you see on your screen here, and of course, just give a quick shout out here. Let me see if I can get it here. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow from Patrick Thomas Parnell. Check that out. I hope that he kind of improved some of the stuff on his campaign here. It was a little hard to read some of that stuff. So check it out. Check it out yourselves. Looks pretty good there. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, once again, everybody, thank you so much for showing up. We do appreciate it, and we try and do this Wednesdays and Saturday nights, usually about this time. So once again, we appreciate you guys coming out. You guys can figure out to do pretty much anything on a Wednesday and Saturday night, and you come here to Bear's channel. So very much appreciate that. So well, all right. You know what? All this talk about wraiths and gods and a whole bunch of other campaigns and all this stuff. You know what? It's made Bear hungry. So he's gonna head back into the woods. Yes, indeed. So until next time, everybody. Grrrrr.